So it's Chatty Sparkly Runners on another day out
Windy
in
day
the
out.
windy Herefordshire countryside.
Yeah.
Actually at Berrington Hall in Herefordshire,
Very
in the
nice.
beautiful gardens. And I believe you want to talk about warming up today.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it is so important to warm
It
up.
is, isn't it?
And what are the reasons, what happens to your body in the warm up, and the different warm ups you can do for different activities.
Okay, well, shall we start warming up?
Yeah, let's warm up.
We may get the chance to run today if we can find somewhere not
we
windy.
may not. Okay, so why warm up? So number one, it'll improve your performance, because if you warm up, you're getting ready. You don't have to go through that process. Your body's all ready to go. So you've already gone through the gears, so you can start off quick. And that in the 5K, we reckon it's worth about 25 seconds if you follow our warm up.
Okay, your special warm up you're going to talk about.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Secondly, it reduces your injury risk, because you'll warm your muscles up, and a warm muscle and a warmer tendon is more pliable, so therefore it's less likely to get injured. Because I think the most important thing that worries me sometimes when I see people not done any warm-up, set off like the clappers,
Yeah,
is
park
that
runs
their
and things.
heart is a muscle, and it will increase its blood flow as you exercise. But if you set off from nothing, it doesn't have a lot of blood flow, so therefore you're asking your heart to do a lot of work but with not much blood flow. And so I don't think that's a good thing. What happens in a warm-up is the next thing we need to talk about.
What happens in your body?
Yeah, and that is, well, first of all, we all know our heart rate increases because we need more energy, so we're going to put more blood with the oxygen in it round to our running muscles. So your heart beats gradually will beat more and more and more. The amazing things happen is that the blood from your body gets transferred from this area around here, around your middle, to your running muscles. So you divert your blood supply away from your digestive system and into your running muscles.
Which is why you shouldn't run within a couple of hours of eating.
Well, possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
well, that's why they say anyway.
Yeah, okay,
That's
so
individual.
Quite some interesting facts about it is that 2 litres a minute is at rest going through your running muscles. But a sedentary person, someone that doesn't do a lot of running, could shift that, could treble that to 6 litres a minute, which I think is remarkable. But actually a top endurance athlete, an international, will be shifting 16 to 18 litres.
Massive increase, isn't
a
it?
9-fold increase in how much. Because they're
that's
using,
what fitness is, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to use so much, they're demanding so much oxygen, and their bodies can use so much oxygen. And another thing is, of course, if you had a hard day at work and you're a bit stressed out, a gentle warm-up will get your brain ready and your mind into the exercise mode, and all of a sudden you'll be thinking, do you know what, I'm ready now to do it.
Yeah, and if you're not feeling like it as well, that's a good way to gradually prepare your body. By the time you finish your warm-up, you're ready.
So it's
to go.
preparing
you
you
like
for mentally and physically for activity. So if you were just going for a chatty run, what would you do with your Chatty Sparkly running group?
A nice 5-minute walk.
Yeah,
a good
5-minute
walk.
Yeah.
Sometimes it depends on time, we can reduce it to 3. So between 3 and 5, there you go.
Yeah. And then what do you do after that? Then you're into your chatty running.
Then we start off nice and gently, so it will be super chatty.
Okay, just as slow as you can.
As slow as you dare. Slow as you dare, and then gradually increase it to your normal chatty pace.
Okay. So let's go.
It's very simple.
Oh yeah. So what would you do if you would? I think you should still warm up, even if you were just going for your normal recovery run, just a gentle run. I would still warm up, and I would walk for 3 minutes, and then I'd do exactly what you do, go for a gentle jog, and then get into my pace and find my pace. And that's all. But I would do that.
I think a lot of people don't. They just want to start running.
Well, they've got their
away,
watches to do. So
don't start your watch until you finish your little walk.
That would be another tip. And so the other thing is, you would warm up to the speed that you're running in that day.
Yes.
So if you're doing a very fast track session, because you're an elite athlete, you'd have to spend.
Or if you're doing any track session, you'd have to be an elite athlete.
Colin, but then
if you're going to be running faster,
that you warm up to the speed of your session. So if you were doing some fast track running or some fast running on the hills or anything, you would have to go through, and the warm up might be 30 minutes. And so let me take you through that. That might be a walk.
Yeah.
And then it would be 8 to 12 minutes of chatty running. Then I would speed it up for another 4 or 5 minutes of breathy running.
Yeah.
And then I would stop and I would do 2 or 3 pairs of sparkles.
Because that's getting your legs ready.
To
Isn't
really
it, to run
get,
fast.
and that's the speed of getting
important.
it. And so you would go 1 sparkle, walk back, 1 sparkle, 3 minutes jog, and do that 3 times. And you could, each pair of sparkles you could get faster. So that the third pair of sparkles you're really going as fast as you can go, and then have a little bit of a rest. Get take your kit off and get ready to.
A little bit of a jog.
Keep warm. Keep warm.
It's all right if it's the summer, but if it's the winter, you've got to keep warm.
Ready to go.
Yeah. What about dynamic stretches and things like that?
I put my England Athletics hat on and say, England Athletics, if you've done a leading in running fitness, they'd say you should be doing some dynamic stretches, and we've got a video on what to do with our chase the chickens and lunges and leg swings. I think if you're used to that, that's good. If you're short, I just think a little bit, sometimes if it's a cold day, you do all that warming up and then you do some dynamic stretches, you might get cold. I don't necessarily think
you
have to do them.
You don't, and you've got to be warmed up before you do them, haven't you?
Yeah, I think
there's a temptation to use the car park, do lots of dynamic stretches before you've even set off.
Yeah, but no, that's got to come second. That's an injury risk in itself, doing those dynamic stretches. So if you've got people that are not very supple, it's probably, just take them through the speeds and do some strides is probably plenty.
Probably. With a few dynamic stretches if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying don't do them. I'm just saying
I stick to some very basic ones, and it will depend upon my group, on the ability of my group as to which ones I use. So I won't use a lunge if I don't think they've got the coordination or the flexibility and the strength to do it.
The other thing is the sparkles getting faster. You're going through a bigger range of movement, so you're stretching your body out naturally
you're
anyway.
doing it anyway.
So I'm not saying don't do dynamic stretches, but I'm saying you don't have to do them.
Okay.
Try it for yourself. Talking about warming up for races is the final thing. Obviously, if it's a 5k race, you'll do everything that I've just said, and you'll go through the speeds and the strides and things. If you were running a half marathon or a marathon or an ultra,
that's a completely different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Then I would say you would probably warm up a little bit for a half marathon if you're a 90-minute marathon runner. And you'd do 10 minutes of jogging, wouldn't you, and perhaps a couple of strides.
What if you're a speedy half marathon?
Yeah, you'd probably do the same, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But if you're someone that's going to take over 2 hours to do a half marathon, or you're doing your marathon, I always ask people, when you finish your half marathon or your marathon or your ultra, do you want to do any more when you finish? And they normally say no, that's plenty. So don't
add it on the front.
So you do a walk, do your 5 minutes walking, but then your warm up is the start of your event, and you can.
That's quite difficult to do sometimes when everybody's starting, isn't it? And that takes a lot of discipline.
But then, if you think of that as the first 3 miles of the marathon as your warm up, that's going to help you to control your pace and not go off too fast. Yeah. So I definitely would do that. Top tips from someone that's been there and been there, done it, got more than one t-shirt, as we all have probably. Okay, so I've forgotten one thing, and that is that it takes a couple of minutes for your aerobic energy to really get going. So that's why a really gentle one keeps going, and then you can, once your aerobic engine is going, then you can run forever.
It stops you getting that breathiness, doesn't it?
Yeah, they call it your second wind, getting your second wind.
But you can work through that and avoid it.
If you walk and go gentle enough,
Good.
Well, we want to hear what they say.
Yeah, see what people say. What do you do?
What do our chatty, sparkly folk say? Do you do dynamic stretches? Do you find their benefit? Have you ever done a race without a warm up and then done a warm up, and we'll try our warm up and see how much faster you go if you don't warm up before.
Yeah. And we recommend everybody having a little walk to start with and finish as well.
Yeah, cool down. The cool down's the opposite of a warm up, isn't it?
That's another video.
Bring everything back down to normal.
Okay, we'll stop there, I think.
Okay.
This beautiful day in Berrington Hall. Don't forget our website and our Facebook group if you would like to find out more about what's going on in the Chatty Sparkly world, or if you want more advice, go on Facebook and join our group.
And put your comments in and join our stream going round.
If you're watching on YouTube, do your old bell thing, Colin.
Subscribe and ring the bell notification icon. And thank you very much for watching. Until next time, when we're going to do about hills, The demon hills. Some people
Right.
hate them, some people love them. Some people think they're the secret weapon of training.
It's all about making hills your friend.
Yeah, or even what to do if you live in the flatlands.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.